What is going on, you lovely fragrance smelling people? Welcome back to the Fragrance Fraternity. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you're smelling good. Go ahead, do me a quick favor, hit that like and subscribe if you want to join the best damn smelling fraternity in America and in the entire world. I got the weekly rotation today, give you guys a little glimpse into what I've been wearing, what I've been spraying myself down with, what the sillage has been like over the last week. So let me give it to you. We're going to get started here. Last week I went with Alexandria's Ferocity. I've kind of been on this journey, on this search of finding the ultimate version of Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce that you can wear today in 2024. And this is the closest thing that you're going to get to the OG in terms of performance and smell. Longevity is insane. I've been a big fan of Alexandria more and more lately as I get my nose on more of their interpretations. And right now, in today's market, if you want Fierce, that OG Fierce scent profile with the long-lasting performance, Alexandria's Ferocity is going to be your best bet. I've tried a good amount of that scent profile and different options, and this is the best one, the closest to actual Fierce. Not like Percival, not like Legend, actual Fierce. This is going to get you the closest with great performance. So check that one out if you're into that scent profile like I am. And then later that night, I usually wear about 2 fragrances a day at least. I went with Ingenious Ginger from Goldfield & Banks. Great fragrance, especially if quality is really important to you. If you like more natural smelling type fragrances, if you're not big on synthetics, if that kind of bothers your nose, you may want to look into the house of Goldfield & Banks. A lot of their fragrances come out very natural smelling and very high quality smelling. And you can get them for a pretty reasonable price, around the $100 range. From discounters is usually what these go for. A big citrus, ginger, pop in the opening, as you would assume with this kind of name. Some people compare it to the smell of a Moscow Mule, and I definitely see where they're coming with that. Also get some comparison to like Suspiro Vibrato, which is a very popular fresh ginger fragrance. This is certainly more of a fall and winter time take on a similar DNA. You get more vanilla here, you get more amber, and you get more of a bit of like a creamy thickness that you would associate with a fall or wintertime scent. Not as effervescent, bright and sparkly as something like a Vibrato, which would work better for the summertime. So you can wear Vibrato in the summertime and then Ingenious Ginger in the fall and winter. You're going to be set with your ginger kick. Love this fragrance, come back to it all the time. Is on the slightly like unisex, maybe slightly feminine leaning side, so just be aware of that. But certainly you can wear it as a guy, no problem. I think you're going to really love the way that the ginger comes across here if you're a big ginger fan and you don't mind a little bit of vanilla and ambery warmth to, I guess, add some beef, add some heft to that scent profile. Ingenious Ginger, great fragrance from Goldfield & Banks. Let's keep it going now. The next day I decided to go with Zaharoff Seraphim Blue. A really interesting eucalyptus type fragrance and pretty different from any blue fragrance that you've ever smelled. You do get some of that aquatic, standing in the water type sea breeze smell, but really it's the green aspect, specifically that eucalyptus note, that really make this really enjoyable for me. And it's a fragrance that I sometimes will wear at night when I'm winding down. Kind of gives me that aromatherapy type feeling, and a feeling like a being in a spa or something like that, because that's really what eucalyptus invokes in me as far as my scent memories go. So if you're a big fan of eucalyptus fragrances and you want something that you could wear as a daily wear type fragrance, a signature scent with a bit of that eucalyptus note, Seraphim Blue is a really solid fragrance, really great quality here. I've got some exposure to the House of Zaharoff, but I'm getting my nose on more, and so far this is my favorite one. I'm looking forward to trying out Seraphim Red here. It should be coming in this week. I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. But yeah, great performance here, long-lasting power, like 12 hours for me on my skin. So Seraphim Blue, it's a great signature scent if you like that eucalyptus note. Let's go to something now completely different. Later that night I wore Jacques Fat. This is Temp d'Automne, I think is the way you say it. It is a quintessential fall fragrance, really earthy. It's like a leaf type of a leaf that got covered in sugar with a bit of milk poured over it. So Cecile Zarokian, I've heard a lot of great things about her work, about the fact that she's an incredible perfumer, and I was really excited to get my nose on some of these Jacques Fat creations that she had worked on. And now I understand what people are talking about She has created a couple of masterpieces, and this one is no different. So if you're looking for something that screams autumn, fall time weather, you get some of that leafy, earthy type of feel that you would associate with the changing of the leaves and kind of those smells that those dead leaves on the ground sometimes invoke. Something like that mixed with a nice milkiness and a bit of a sugary sweetness just to balance it out so it's not overly earthy and muddy and too like dirty. It has a nice playfulness with the added sweetness here too. This stuff really pops off the skin. It's quite interesting, quite unique. Definitely more something for a niche fragrance enthusiast, someone a little bit further along in their journey. Can't see too many beginners getting down with this one. But if you like something like Maison Margiela's Replica Autumn Vibes, you're going to love this one because this one kind of takes the things that that fragrance does well and just improves on it. It adds this milkiness and sugary sweetness to it that I think make it that much better. So this is Temp de Automne from Jacques Fath, perfumed by the great Cécile Zarokian. Really happy I was able to get my nose on some of her work. Her great things about her. All right, next up we have back to designer world. This is Lacoste L1212 Blanc de Eau de Toilette. This is a big boy 5 ounce, and I'm like halfway through this bottle. That should tell you how much I love this stuff. I really love to just go ham on this sprayer, just crazy spray it, and you can't really overspray with this fragrance. It's super fresh. It's great to wear to the gym. You could wear this pretty much every day. It's one of the only white floral fragrances that is really for men and has, you know, a lot of times the white floral fragrances will come off really unisex or even slightly feminine. Not in this case. It's blended with some nice citrus and some nice woods. It's kind of like a darling in the fragrance community. If you like fresh fragrances, if you like something that's sporty, something that is white floral dominant with some good citrus, really guys, get your nose on Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau de Toilette if you're into fresh fragrances. I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's one that I come back to all the time, even though I have some options. I'm not trying to flex, just keeping it real. I still, time and time again, go back to this fragrance. Always want to keep a bottle of this. I got the 5 ounce for a reason. I absolutely love it. Yeah, if there's ever a 5 ounce bottle I'm going to finish, it's probably going to be this one. I'm like halfway through, which is pretty impressive if I may say so myself. All right, let's keep it going here without me rambling too much on any one fragrance. Summer Vibes 4.0. Thank you to Mr. Vince Sense. He sent me a little decant of this puppy, so I was able to get my nose on it and experience it and decide that I wanted to go ahead and pick up a 50 ml. I was able to snag it for a good price. This brand, Authenticity Parfums, had a little Labor Day sale going, so I was able to get it in that mid $30 price range. Very, very prominent pineapple tropical fragrance bomb. Gotta like pineapple, and even if you're not the biggest pineapple fan, even if you remotely enjoy pineapple, I think you're gonna love this fragrance. They really created a very kind of standout tropical fragrance, one that doesn't smell like a whole bunch of other stuff out there, but is very kind of refreshing and puts you in that vacation mindset. A little bit like Boss Bottle Pacific if you completely remove the coconut from Boss Bottle Pacific, but still kept that kind of like pineapple tropical sweetness to it. Kind of what I get here. Yeah, lasts a long time. It's really, really appealing in the air. It's got a nice sweetness to it, to where you're probably going to turn some heads with this type of scent profile. Something to wear on a hot day. Very casual, friendly, you know, playful type of fragrance here. Pineapple bomb, but really, really good. Summer Vibes 4.0 from Authenticity Parfums. All right, let's go here now to some fragrances that are completely different. Well, yeah, this one's kind of different. But anyway, Rouse Club, the Parfum. A lot better than the EDP, if you ask me. I really enjoy this Parfum. This is one of my favorite blue fragrances. Really an aromatic masterpiece. You gotta love lavender. There's so much lavender in here. But it's a quality lavender. It's also got some vetiver. It gives it a little bit of class, but that's more in the base. It's just kind of something that's a nuance to it. And you probably smelled some other fragrances that smell like this, but for whatever reason, this one just really does it for me. You still get some of that blue shower gel freshness that you would associate with this type of fragrance, but it's really got that beautiful lavender coming through here, and I think that's really what makes this such a special fragrance. The lavender that they use, it's either you love it or you don't, and for me, I really love it. Like to come back to this fragrance a lot. It is a parfum, but it does sit a little bit closer to the skin, so the first hour you get really good projection, and then it is a little bit more reserved. So if you're looking to wear something to work, something that's not going to project like a monster, something that is just going to kind of sit within a foot or so of your body. This is a good one to wear to the office. It's really kind of an office safe fragrance in the way that it projects in that way. So Rous Club Parfum, classy, but can be worn and has good versatility to it as well. Great value here. Big fan. Rous Club Parfum. All right, then later that night, I decided to go with something a little spicier. This is Armani's Stronger With You Tobacco. I've spoken a good about this one, so good bit about this one. Try to say that 10 times fast. It's the spiciest in the Stronger With You line. You still get some of that chestnut sweetness from the Absolutely, but the sweetness is dialed back. The Stronger With You DNA is still there. This is definitely a flanker. This is a Middle Eastern exclusive, so may become a little bit harder to get as time goes on. But with all that being said, I absolutely love this fragrance. It's my favorite warm, spicy fragrance. You get a ton of amber, you get a ton of spices. This is 100% masculine. It's got like crazy performance. Sometimes I spray it on at night, and then I can wake up the next day and still smell it coming off my clothes or my skin or wherever I sprayed it very, very prominently. So if you're into performance, you're going to be very happy with this fragrance. At least I am. Can't guarantee anything because everyone's nose and climate is different and so on and so forth. But anyway, Strong With You Tobacco, one of the best tobacco fragrances that I have ever tried, and my favorite Strong With You currently. I'm very blessed to own this bottle and wear it. I think you'll enjoy it as well if you get your nose on it. All right, back to Jacques Fath. I was working events all weekend, so I didn't change up my fragrances too much. Usually try to keep it pretty professional, and I was mainly DJing some weddings this past weekend, so I decided to go with something like this. Vera from Jacques Fath. It's a aromatic fougere. It's got some of those classic qualities that you would associate with a fougere, but it's not super old manish. It does smell more modernized. It's got a very nice lemon pop in the opening, and it's kind of unisex for being in that fougere category, which is typically a very masculine scent profile. This one does kind of come across unisex. Could see some ladies wearing it. So unisex leaning masculine. Nice lemon pop in the opening, and just a really cleaned up and modernized take on that fougere style. You may have smelled something like this before, but if you enjoy this style of fragrance and you don't mind I guess cleaned up version of that kind of fougere style with a nice lemon pop in the opening, I think you're going to really enjoy this one. Again, from Cécile Zarokian and the Jacques Fath brand. This was Vera. Really enjoyed wearing this one all weekend. Not crazy great on the performance category. It kind of faded pretty fast, but I'm happy to respray it. And you know, as your collection grows, you may find that performance is not really something that you prioritize as much as you used to. That's just my experience. Anyway, and then on Sunday was just kind of a chill day. I was just kind of hanging out, watching some football, getting some stuff done around the house. Nothing crazy. Just kind of wanted something that I knew that I would enjoy wearing that day that would be a good fragrance to use as a reset. Decided to go with White EDP blue fragrance that gets a lot of love. I always enjoy wearing this one. I really like the apple note, especially in the opening. And then it kind of dries down to this shower gel blue ambroxan freshness. If you're familiar with the Y-DNA, you know, you still get that prominently here. I love the Y-DNA. It's kind of like one of my favorite blue fragrance scent profiles of all time, really. And yeah, ultimate versatility here is on the bit sweeter and synthetic side. Performance is pretty beastly here, so you got to be careful with the sprays. You can definitely overdo it. When I first sprayed this one on, I think I'm on like 4 sprays, and I was just smelling it with every single breath for the first 2 hours or so, which if you love this fragrance like I do, doesn't really bother you too much, but I could see that getting pretty annoying for a lot of people out there. You don't necessarily want to be smelling your fragrance with every single breath you take, but great performance here. Love the scent profile, and kind of like the epitome of a designer fragrance, really. Y-EDP from Yves Saint Laurent. That is my weekly rotation. That is what I wore this week. Always fun doing these videos and exposing what is being worn at the fragrance fraternity to the world. Let me know what you guys wore this week. Always love to hear what you have been rocking. Yeah, that is it for today. More content coming to you soon. Hope you are in good health when this video finds you. Hope you are smelling great out there. And I will catch you next time at the fragrance fraternity. See you guys. Keep smelling great out there. Later.